Get out. You don't belong here. Rebecca Torres doesn't just say it. She spits the words out like venom, snatching the boarding pass straight from Maya Williams' hand before she can even react. The senior flight attendant crumples the paper with deliberate cruelty, as if it were garbage, and lets it fall to the floor at Maya's feet. Pick it up, Rebecca orders, her voice sharp enough to slice through the soft cabin hum. She makes sure it's loud enough for the entire first-class cabin to hear. Maya freezes. 42 years old, dressed simply in jeans and a sweater, she stares at the wrinkled paper on the floor. Seat 2A, her seat, now looking like trash beneath polished shoes and leather carry-on S. Passengers crane their necks. Someone gasps. A whisper cuts through the air. Oh my God. Rebecca takes a step forward, closer, forcing Maya to step back. I said pick it up, she repeats, colder this time. Then move to the back where you belong. Maya bends down slowly, each movement heavy with humiliation, and retrieves her crumpled ticket. Her hands tremble slightly. Her face burns. Every pair of eyes in first class is on her. A teenager in seat 3C lifts his phone, the camera already rolling. Nah, you'll need to see this, he whispers into his TikTok live. Maya straightens the paper in her hands. There's been a mistake, she says softly. The mistake, Rebecca cuts in with a smirk, is you thinking you can sit in this seat. She doesn't bother to hide the satisfaction in her tone. Security's on the way. 7:45 p.m. 10 minutes before departure. Let me see that ID too, Rebecca demands, hand outstretched like she's collecting evidence. Maya pauses, then pulls her driver's license from her wallet. Rebecca holds it up to the overhead light, tilting it, checking it, turning it twice like she's trying to expose a forgery. The performance is deliberate, a passenger whispers under their breath. She's doing this just to humiliate her. Williams. Maya Williams. Rebecca reads aloud, making the name sound like an accusation. And you're telling me you paid for first class? I'm a Platinum Medallion member, Maya replies calmly. I've been flying Delta for years. Rebecca waves her hand dismissively and calls over her shoulder. We have a situation. This woman claims she belongs in 2A. A male flight attendant, Steve, approaches. He glances at the boarding pass, at Maya's ID, then at Rebecca. His brow furrows. Rebecca, her ticket clearly shows. I know what I'm looking at, Rebecca snaps. Something's not right. In 3C, the teenager Marcus Carter whispers into his stream. Yo, they're about to kick this black woman out of first class for no reason. His viewer count jumps from 0 to 47, then 100, then 300. 7:47 p.m. 8 minutes before departure. Final boarding call for Delta Flight 2847. The gate agent's voice crackles over the intercom. Maya checks her phone. 3 missed calls from a number labeled corporate emergency line. She slides it back into her bag without answering. Rebecca plants herself in the aisle, arms crossed, blocking Maya completely. You'll wait here while I call my supervisor. Of course, Maya says, her voice steady. But her grip tightens on the soft leather handles of her understated Birkin bag. No flashy logo, but unmistakably expensive to those who know. An elderly woman in 2B leans into the aisle. Excuse me, miss, she says firmly to Rebecca. This is absolutely ridiculous. The woman has a ticket. Return to your seat. Rebecca snaps without even looking at her. This doesn't concern you. Marcus' stream crosses 300 viewers. Comments flood. This is disgusting. Someone call them out. Where's a manager? 7:48 p.m. 7 minutes to departure. Rebecca, what's the hold-up? The voice comes from Jennifer Lake, the purser. 20 years flying. Crisp uniform. No nonsense. This passenger's in the wrong seat. Rebecca explains quickly. She refuses to move to economy. Jennifer checked the ticket, then her tablet. Her expression shifts. Rebecca, this shows Platinum Elite. She's cleared for this seat. Rebecca lowers her voice, but not enough. Look at her. Does she look like she can afford first class? The words hit like a slap. Maya's jaw tightens. She doesn't answer. She doesn't need to. The silence is everything. Marcus Live hits 1,200 viewers. Someone identifies a flight in the comments. Delta 2847, JFK to Atlanta. Another screenshot Rebecca's name tag. 7:49 p.m., 6 minutes to departure. The captain's voice cuts in. Flight attendants, prepare for departure in 6 minutes. Jennifer pulls Rebecca aside. Urgent whispers. Discrimination complaint. Viral video. Corporate will have our heads. But Rebecca shakes her head. I know what I saw. Her behavior. The way she's dressed. Something's off. I'm calling security. Maya's phone buzzes again. She sees a caller ID. Emergency board line. Dr. Williams. She declines. In 1A, David Park, VP of Marketing at a Fortune 500 company, quietly begins recording with his iPhone. He knows a PR disaster when he sees one. 7:50 p.m. 5 minutes to departure. 2 TSA officers enter. Martinez, stocky, mid-40s, stern. Johnson, younger, black, with eyes that carry too many stories. What seems to be the problem? Martinez asks. This passenger refuses to move to her assigned seat. Rebecca says, voice adopting an official tone. She's disruptive. Johnson checks Maya's documents. She says nothing, but shakes her head ever so slightly at her partner. Martinez says carefully, we'll need you to cooperate, or we'll have to deplane you. Maya stands slowly, gracefully, despite the weight of humiliation pressing down. Officers, I respect your duty, but I am in the correct seat. Marcus stream skyrockets, 8,500 viewers. The hashtag #Delta discrimination starts trending in comments. Screenshots spread like wildfire. 7:51 p.m. 4 minutes to departure. Ground control radios a cockpit. Delta's social media monitoring team has flagged the stream. The captain receives a direct message. Possible PR incident. Stand by. Rebecca senses a shift but doubles down. People fake upgrades all the time, she announces loudly, her voice dripping with authority. They print fake boarding passes. They lie. I've done this job for 15 years. I know the type. The poison in her words lingers in the air. Maya's phone buzzes again. This time, she answers. Dr. Williams speaking. Her tone changes instantly, measured, calm, commanding. Yes, I'm aware of the situation. Please hold. She lifts her gaze, eyes locked on Rebecca, steady, unflinching. Would you mind, she asks Officer Johnson politely, if I make one quick phone call before we resolve this? Johnson studies her, then nods. The entire cabin holds its breath. Maya dials. Her voice drops, quiet but powerful. This is Dr. Maya Williams. Initiating Code 7 protocol on Delta Flight 2847. Yes, immediately. The hum of the aircraft fills the silence. Every eye is locked on her. Every phone is recording. 7:52 p.m. 3 minutes to departure. The call lasts exactly 37 seconds. And when she lowers the phone, nothing in the cabin feels the same. Seconds tick by. Maya's voice never rises above a conversational level, yet every word she speaks carries weight, like a judge handing down a verdict. Understood. Full implementation. Thank you. She ends a call with practiced finality and calmly slips the phone into her bag. Then, looking directly at Rebecca, she says evenly, I appreciate your patience. This will be resolved momentarily. For the first time, Rebecca's confidence flickers, a crack in her armor, but she quickly tightens her jaw, trying to recover. You can make all the phone calls you want. Security is here, and you're getting off this plane. Officer Martinez shifts uncomfortably, his instincts whispering something he can't quite name. Maya's calm unsettles him. It's the quiet assurance of someone used to being obeyed, without needing to raise her voice. In Seat 3C, Marcus' TikTok livestream explodes to 25,000 viewers. The comments are relentless, scrolling like a waterfall. Who is she? Rebecca about to lose her job on live. This is viral in real time. A verified Twitter account with over 2 million followers shares Marcus' stream. The caption reads, Delta discrimination happening live on Flight 2847. Absolutely unacceptable. The hashtag #Delta discrimination surges. 7:53 p.m. 2 minutes to departure. In the cockpit, Captain Rodriguez receives a coded message on his iPad. His face drains of color as he reads. He immediately lifts the interphone. Ground control. This is Delta 2847. We have a developing situation. Requesting immediate ground stop. The tower replies, static crackling. 2847. Explain the nature of the emergency. Standby. Rodriguez responds tightly, forwarding the message to his first officer. His hands shake just enough to be noticeable. The text on the screen is clear. Priority Alpha. Dr. Maya Williams aboard. Board chair status. Handle with extreme care. Corporate en route. Back in the cabin. Purser Jennifer notices a delay. The safety demo hasn't started. The captain sounds strained. Passengers are restless. And Rebecca is still squared off with Maya. Rebecca, Jennifer hisses, marching up the aisle. What is taking so long? 7:54 p.m. 1 minute past scheduled departure. The captain's voice booms overhead. Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing a brief operational delay. Please remain seated with your seat belts fastened. Anxiety ripples instantly. Business travelers check their connections. A woman in economy breaks down crying. Her daughter's wedding rehearsal dinner is tonight. A man in row 12 shouts about missed meetings. Rebecca seizes a moment. She raises her voice for the entire cabin to hear. See? This is why we're delayed. 200 passengers suffering because one woman refuses to move to her correct seat. She turns dramatically to face the cabin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for this delay. We're dealing with a passenger issue. From 5B, a businessman snaps back. This is ridiculous. Just let her sit down. Another passenger calls out. She has a ticket. Let us leave already. Maya doesn't rise to the bait. She's scrolling calmly through her phone, her thumb moving with precision through a directory labeled Emergency Protocols, Board Communications. In 1A, David Park zooms his camera. For a split second, his lens captures a screen heading, Corporate Emergency Response Team, board level. He lowers his phone, eyes widening. 7:55 p.m. 2 minutes past departure. Rebecca loses her composure for the first time. Her voice cracks. I want her off this plane. Now. She's disrupting operations. People are filming. Passengers are upset. Marcus adjusts his phone angle, capturing Rebecca's frantic gestures. His viewer count spikes to 34,000. Comments fly too fast to read. She's done. Call her boss. This is bigger than Delta. Officer Johnson watches carefully. 8 years in TSA have sharpened her instincts. Something here isn't ordinary. The deference, the coded calls, the corporate whispers. This isn't just a seat dispute. She speaks gently. Is there someone we can call to verify your ticket status? Before Maya can answer, her phone rings. The ringtone is simple, yet in the silence, it feels commanding. She glances at the screen. Her expression shifts from calm to quietly alert. Excuse me, she says, lifting the phone. No more calls. Rebecca snaps, lunging as if to grab the device. But Maya sidesteps smoothly, her movement controlled, elegant. The quiet grace of someone who has spent decades in boardrooms where posture is power. This is Dr. Williams. Her tone changes again, measured, clipped, decisive. The voice on the other end is male, urgent, just loud enough for Officer Johnson to catch fragments. Emergency board meeting, legal implications. CNN, NBC monitoring, trending worldwide. 7:56 p.m. 3 minutes past departure. Maya listens, answers in short bursts. Yes, understood, immediate. As she speaks, a new figure appears at the cabin door. Patricia Kim, the station manager, boards with urgent purpose. Petite, mid-40s, crisp uniform, expression grave. She clutches her iPad like it's evidence in a trial. Where's Dr. Williams? Patricia demands immediately. Jennifer blinks, confused. Who's asking? What is this about? Patricia doesn't answer. She scans the cabin, then moves directly toward Maya with the determined pace of someone who knows her career hangs in the balance. Marcus' stream hits 47,000 viewers. Comments explode. Wait, that's Patricia Kim, JFK station manager. Another, Why is corporate management coming on the plane? Twitter detonates. #Delta Flight 2847 starts trending nationwide. Screenshots of Rebecca's words fill Instagram. A CNN field reporter begins calling her producer. Rebecca watches Patricia approach, her confidence crumbling. "Patricia, what are you doing? I have this under control." Patricia doesn't even glance at her. She stops at Maya's seat. "Dr. Williams," Patricia says, her voice respectful, almost formal. "I need to speak with you immediately about this situation." For the first time, Rebecca falters completely. "Wait! What? Who is she? Why are you—" "Rebecca," Patricia cuts sharply, her tone like a gavel. "Step away. Now!" The authority in her voice makes passengers fall silent. Even the TSA officers pause. Maya ends her call, slipping the phone into her bag. She nods at Patricia with faint recognition. "Ms. Kim," she says evenly, "I assume you've been briefed on developments." The exchange lands like a hammer. Martinez and Johnson trade looks. This is no ordinary passenger. The elderly woman in 2B leans forward again, her voice cutting through the tension. "Young man, are you recording all this?" she asks Marcus. "Because that woman," she points at Rebecca, "has been absolutely shameful since the moment this lady boarded." Marcus nods, angling his phone. His viewer count rockets past 52,000. Comments blur. Corporate damage control incoming. Someone's career is over. Plot twist. 7:58 p.m. 5 minutes past departure. Maya's phone buzzes with a new text. She glances at it, shows Patricia. Patricia's face drains as she reads. Her hands tremble slightly on the iPad. "Oh my God," Patricia whispers. "Rebecca, you need to understand." Rebecca's eyes dart wildly. The crew have all stepped back, whispering among themselves. Even TSA looks hesitant. The confidence is gone, replaced with fear. Steve, the flight attendant who doubted Rebecca earlier, shakes his head and walks away. He wants no part of what's unfolding. Marcus' live stream crosses 60,000. Major news outlets now monitor the hashtag in real time. Delta's corporate comms team launches crisis management protocols. Executives get stock price alerts. "I don't understand," Rebecca stammers. "Why are you treating her like she's—" Maya meets her eyes with a look of pity. Not anger, not vengeance. Pity. "You will." 8 p.m. 7 minutes past departure. Maya stands slowly. Her movements are deliberate, controlled. The entire cabin goes silent. She reaches into her bag and withdraws a platinum business card holder. Real metal. Heavy, not a trinket. She slides out a single card and holds it with precision. "Rebecca," Maya says, her voice carrying through the cabin. "There's been a fundamental misunderstanding about who I am." She extends a card. Rebecca's hand trembles as she takes it. Her eyes scan the letters, and the color drains from her face. 8:08 p.m., 15 minutes past departure. Maya's hand doesn't tremble as she dials a new number. The cabin falls into near silence, broken only by the hum of the engines. The call connects almost instantly. Dr. Williams, a calm, precise voice answers. "This is Linda Chen, head of global operations. We've been monitoring the live feed. I'm standing by with my entire crisis response team." Every passenger within earshot freezes. It's not just a phone call anymore. It's a live window into corporate command, a front row seat to the machinery of a Fortune 500 company in motion. Maya's tone is steady. "Linda, initiate Protocol 12. I want all flight attendants and gate agents on notice that this case will serve as a model for our new compliance structure." "Yes, Dr. Williams." All stations are being briefed as we speak. Media inquiries are flooding in, but communications has locked the narrative. Delta acknowledges, Delta acts, Delta reforms. The elderly woman in 2B leans toward her seatmate, whispering, "I've flown since the days of Panem. I've never seen leadership like this." 8:09 p.m., 16 minutes past departure. Rebecca sits frozen, her hands clasped together so tightly her knuckles are white. The reality has shifted so far beyond her comprehension that she can barely keep up. Just 20 minutes ago, she believed she was in control of a simple first-class seating dispute. Now she's the unwitting face of a multi-million-dollar corporate crisis. A young man in 3A whispers into his phone, "This is history. I'm literally watching a company reinvent its policy live on an A-plane." Marcus tilts his camera slightly, catching both Rebecca's stricken expression and Maya's composed authority in the same frame. The comment section is ruthless. This is leadership. This is justice. This is bigger than a flight. It's a revolution. 8:10 p.m., 17 minutes past departure. Maya sets her phone down for the first time and addresses the passengers directly. Her voice is gentle, but carries weight. "Ladies and gentlemen, what happened tonight should never happen to anyone. Titles don't matter. Wealth doesn't matter. Every single person who steps on board deserves respect, safety, and dignity. That's a standard we'll uphold moving forward." The cabin breaks into applause once again, louder, fuller than before. Even in economy, passengers crane their necks, trying to glimpse the woman who just changed the balance of power before takeoff. David Park mutters, "If this doesn't end up in business school textbooks, I'll eat my diploma." 8:11 p.m., 18 minutes past departure. Marcus viewer count surges past 120,000. CNN, BBC, and Bloomberg push breaking news alerts. Screens across the world light up with headlines. Delta board chair confronts discrimination mid-flight. Meanwhile, Rebecca finally manages to speak, her voice cracked and brittle. "Dr. Williams, if I could take it back, I would." Maya meets her gaze. "You can't take back actions, Rebecca, but you can be part of the lesson. Tonight will be remembered not for your mistake, but for what we build from it." For the first time, Rebecca nods, not in defeat, but in recognition. 8:12 p.m., 19 minutes past departure. Maya turns to Patricia Kim, who is still furiously typing on her iPad. "Patricia, after this flight, assemble a debrief team. Every detail matters. We're not just closing a file, we're creating the foundation for cultural change." Patricia's voice is firm. "Understood, Dr. Williams. Consider it done." The air in the cabin feels charged. Passengers exchange glances, realizing they are no longer simply travelers. They are witnesses to a landmark moment in corporate accountability. 8:09 p.m., 16 minutes past departure. The phone call goes straight to speaker, and once again, the entire cabin becomes an impromptu boardroom. This is Margaret Foster, General Counsel. Maya doesn't waste a second. "Margaret, this is Dr. Williams. I need your legal analysis of the incident aboard Flight 2847. Margaret's voice is crisp, measured. "Dr. Williams, we've been monitoring the live stream. From the footage alone, we're looking at probable violations of federal civil rights protections, FAA regulations on passenger equality, and multiple breaches of our own corporate conduct policies." The words hang in the air like a verdict. Passengers glance at each other. Lawyers don't speak in vague terms. Margaret's tone is clinical, but the implications are devastating. Maya presses, "Our liability exposure." There's a pause, then, conservative estimate, between $15 to $25 million in discrimination claims. Add another $50 to $75 million in potential regulatory penalties. And reputational fallout, incalculable. Dr. Williams, we are in what I would classify as a Category 5 corporate crisis. Rebecca grips the armrest of seat 2A, her breathing shallow. She can feel every number land like a hammer. 8:10 p.m., 17 minutes past departure. Maya tilts her phone so Rebecca can see. The screen glows with operational dashboards, revenue, bookings, brand sentiment. "Rebecca," she says evenly, "do you know what Delta earns in a single day?" Rebecca shakes her head, mute. $127 million, Maya replies. "And tonight, because of your conduct, we've already hemorrhaged the equivalent of an entire day's revenue and brand damage alone." She scrolls again. Projections, charts, red arrows where green should be. Our next earnings call was set to highlight 3 years of growth in customer trust. A 12% increase in confidence, nearly 9% in premium bookings. All of that is unraveling tonight. Across the aisle, David Park scribbles furiously. As a senior marketing executive, he knows what these numbers mean. His face is pale with professional recognition. This is a nightmare scenario, the kind of collapse case studies are written about. Patricia Kim looks up from her iPad, her voice steady but grave. Dr. Williams, cancellations are already coming in. 17 in the last 5 minutes. All citing discrimination. The murmurs in the cabin grow louder. Passengers realize they are sitting inside a company's worst nightmare, live. 8:11 p.m., 18 minutes past departure. Maya pulls up another document. The bold header reads, Board Emergency Protocol, Discrimination Response. Her voice is calm, deliberate. Rebecca, I need you to understand the systematic implications of your actions. She begins to read aloud, Section 12.4. Any employee engaging in discriminatory behavior based on race, gender, ethnicity, or perceived socioeconomic status is subject to immediate suspension pending investigation, mandatory retraining, and possible termination. Rebecca swallows hard. I didn't. Maya cuts her off gently, scrolling further. Section 12.4.1. If the discriminatory act results in media coverage or legal exposure, termination is immediate and without severance. A ripple runs through the cabin. Passengers exchange glances. Maya continues. Section 12.4.2. If the act required direct board intervention, the employee may face permanent industry blacklisting and potential legal action. The words fall like a gavel. Rebecca's face drains of color. This isn't about losing her job anymore. This is a possible end of her career. 8:12 p.m., 19 minutes past departure. Maya's phone lights up again. Delta Board of Directors, emergency session. She answers and places it on speaker.